This episode is brought to you by the Boneyard Huskies Club. The Boneyard Huskies Club empowers athletes while providing UConn fans with access to exclusive community, utility, and rewards. For more information, go to boneyardhuskiesclub.com. That's Huskies with a Y-Z at the end. boneyardhuskiesclub.com. Okay, we're back with Alex Karaban joining us for another appearance on the podcast. So, Alex, welcome back.
Thank you for having me again. Thank
So
you.
I know the last time we spoke, it was right before Christmas, getting ready for the Villanova game. I know the past few weeks have been a bit of a roller coaster since we last spoke. How's it been like from your perspective and kind of going through some of these ups and downs here?
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot. I mean, I'd say we didn't expect for all of this to come. I mean, we had a big win against Nova, then now losing four out of our last five has been real humbling and like a gut check for our team just to
Yeah.
refocus and reevaluate on everything that's been happening. So, but I mean, going in, we knew it wouldn't be smooth sailing until March. So, I mean, we just got to fight it, just learn from our mistakes and just be better.
When you look at the matchups that like you in particular have had since Big E's plays started, I mean, I feel like it's been like one brutal matchup after another, whether it's like Dixon, you've had Fremantle, Bryce Hopkins, Kaluma. What's it been like going through some of these guys that like you probably got the toughest matchups out of the Big East, in the Big East, kind of out of the way early at least.
Yeah, that was definitely the hardest stretch of games I've had to go through just from playing for. I remember that Fremantle one to Hopkins to Kaluma to even Prosper.
Yeah.
Those matchups were huge and they were big time matchups for our team. And they all four of them play all completely different. So you had to adjust. I had to watch a bunch of film on them and just try to adjust and learn. But it's just a learning experience for me. I mean, some of the matchups didn't go as I wanted to, some of them did. And just learning from it and just becoming better from it to where when we do see them again, I'll improve on that.
For sure. The past couple games seems like your offense has started to click again, 17 and 16 in the past couple games. Has anything felt different, that you just feel more comfortable out there or just letting the game come to you? How do you feel like your offense has been these past couple games?
I think it's definitely been better, and I think I'm just letting stuff come to me. I'm playing within the flow of our offense. I'm not really forcing stuff as I used to, and just kind of letting everything come to me and playing with a lot more confidence. I would say definitely being more comfortable out there and just having a bunch of games under my belt and a bunch of tough ones as well under my belt, and yeah, just being present in the moment and just present in the game, and just my confidence has been really high ever since practices and stuff. How practice has been going for me, and I just want to continue that.
Yeah, I know everyone talks about these Big East games, just kind of being gauntlets and wars and just really tough. How's it been making that shift going from the non-conference to all of these Big East games?
Yeah, I honestly did not know what to expect. Like I heard Coach Hurley and I heard like some of the players being like non-conference is completely different from the Big East, and like I'm gonna be honest, I didn't believe it in the beginning, but now going through it, whew, it's so different. It's so much harder. The Big East really is a bunch of wars, and any team could be anyone. So you always got to be on top of your game, and yeah, I mean, and then us seeing at least like this is my first time going through it, but like Adama and Andre having to play the same players for the past 3 years just makes it even more difficult just because they know styles, they know
Yeah.
what Coach Hurley wants to run, they know our moves. I don't know, like it's just we've been against it for so long that it just makes it more difficult.
What do you think, just looking back on the success you guys had in the non-conference and then some of the struggles you've had of late, what do you think's been the biggest difference between those two?
Oof. Biggest difference between the two. Um, that's a tough one. I'll just say we kind of just lost our edge on our identity, and we could look back at some of the non-conference games. We looked more connected as a team. We looked like more tough defensively, and then lately we've just been slipping from our identity and defense, toughness, rebounding. We just started to slip away from that and just instead of imposing our will like we did against Alabama, for example, we're
Yeah.
kind of letting our opponent impose the will themselves, as we saw with St. John's. They imposed themselves, and we didn't really do that. So I think just straying from our identity is kind of the key to all this.
What do you think are some of the keys to getting back to that success and getting back to that, toughness, rebounding defense you were talking about?
Yeah, definitely listen to what the coaches say. They try to put us in the best position every game. So I'd say definitely listen to them. And then just play with that confidence that we've always been playing with. I mean, when everyone's at their highest and everyone's confident as they were, we looked like the best team in the country. And now since we aren't I don't know if we aren't, I'd say we're confident. It's just, I think, fighting through the adversity of like we hit this wall of losses and
Yeah.
trying to overcome that, and like kind of just trying to stay at or get back to the level that we were at before will really help us get there. But just remembering the success that we had before and remembering how good of a team we are and just trying to get back to our old ways.
Yeah. And I think one thing that's interesting is, I mean, it still is only what, early mid-January here, so still plenty of time to, kind of right the ship and get things back on track. Is that how you guys are viewing this kind of stretch you
Yeah.
have coming up?
Yeah, I mean the losses are definitely super difficult, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, teams are in far worse positions than us, and we just got to learn from it, and just we can't let one game define our whole season. So we just really just got to learn from it, move on, and just start stacking wins now.
Yeah. Is it humbling to see? I know you guys probably try not to let the rankings and all that stuff get to your heads, but to see that you guys were up to two have started to slip a little bit. Is that something that's in the back of everyone's mind? Like, hey, like they kind of slept on us early. Now they're starting to slip on us when things get tough. Now's the time to get out there.
Yeah, I think it definitely is. Kind of just prove our point again, and just kind of insert that hunger that we had in the beginning of the season. Now it's kind of starting to come back, and we could use that as motivation now to prove like we were number two. Everyone believed in us, and now they're starting not to believe in us again. So kind of just have that motivation for us to keep going again.
When you look at how the Big East play started, I mean, you guys had three brutal road games to start the season. What was it like going into those atmospheres on the road, whether it was what Xavier, Marquette, and Providence right out the bat?
Yeah, those were not the pleasant games that we would have expected them to be. But no, I mean they were tough environments. We know with how big of a brand UConn is, we're going to get everyone's best shot. And then now add on the number that was next to
Yeah.
our and just made it even of a bigger opportunity for these teams. So it was definitely tough environments. They were hostile. I mean, the fans were crazy. I mean, give credit to those fan bases. I mean, they were great, but we eventually, if we want to be where we're at, we got to win road games. So
Yeah.
we'll learn from it. I mean, those definitely Xavier and Providence were definitely the most hostile, and I don't think we'll see something like that again. Maybe Creighton. Creighton's up there too, but we'll learn from it, and we'll be ready for our road games coming up.
Yeah. Now that you get a road game on Wednesday night here against Seton Hall, does that add a little more edge to it being like, feeling like you got to prove yourselves on the road and kind of losing being on this losing streak, like now is kind of the perfect time to show like, hey, we can do this?
No, it definitely is the perfect time. I mean, we lost all those road games, so it's just a perfect time for us to prove that we can win on the road and kind of give back and win after really not having a great game at home. So we really got to make up for that home game, and in the future make up for those road games. And yeah, we just got to start making up games and just really just start getting wins, multiple wins in a row.
I guess the flip side to starting with those games on the road early is that you're going to get everyone coming back, whether it's to Hartford or Gamble for a game. Are you guys kind of have those games circled as ones that you really want to make up for having lost on the road?
Yeah, no, those games I never want to lose to the same team twice in whatever season I'm playing. So those games are definitely circled, and I guess the positive is we've gotten the hostile road games out the way, so now all those teams are coming into Gamble or XL, which will make our experience a lot more better compared to
Yeah.
theirs. So No, those games are definitely circled for sure. But so is I believe every other game should be circled as well. And we can't look too far into having Xavier come back in like a week or something. We just got to focus on Seton Hall at the moment, then focus on Butler. So we just got to stay in the moment.
What's it been like being in some of these games? And I know that the fans like to complain about officiating from time to time. Like it seems like, especially on the road, getting a good amount of calls against you guys. How do you deal with that adversity during a game? And kind of feeling like you maybe are on some of the bad side in some of those calls.
Yeah, um, it's definitely tough. I've throughout my career, I've always tried not focusing on officiating, kind of just play on and just move on from it. But it can be tough sometimes. Sometimes it could swing in the team's favor and like really benefit them. Other times it doesn't. But we just gotta move on with it. I mean, we can't complain too much because we know we'll see the same group of again. So
Yeah.
we gotta stay cool with them. But it can be tough, but it really shouldn't affect how the game's played. I mean, we control how the game is, not the refs. So
Getting, you had St. John's at Hartford yesterday. You had the Creighton game at Gamble, Villanova at XL. What's it been like getting to play now? The crowds were good early in the year, but now you're getting these sellout games at home. What's it been like getting to play in those kind of atmospheres here?
oh, it's amazing. I mean, the sellout crowds at UConn are the best, and even going on those road games, it just reminds us coming back at home how great UConn fans really are for us, and how special it is to play at Gamble, how special it is to play at XL. So, just playing in front of those crowds is really just another sign to us why we can't lose another home game this year.
I know when things start to go south, and you're in a little bit of a losing streak, there starts to get a little bit of panic amongst whether it's the fan base that sets in. How are the feelings around the team right now? I saw your face there. You've seen what some of these Twitter people are up to. But what's the vibe around the team right now? Is everyone kind of just buckling up for this stretch and knowing that you guys still have a lot more to go through this season?
Yeah, the team still has their head up. I mean, we watch the film, we learn from it, but inside the locker room, we're so positive because we know so far we've had a successful season and just have really turned a lot of people's heads into realizing, oh, maybe UConn is really back now. So we still got to stay positive. We know, as I said earlier, we know this wasn't going to be an undefeated season. Like
Yeah,
no one, no,
no one does that. Yeah.
yeah. So we knew there would be bumps in the road. So now I think it's just we have motivation in the locker room. We have like a bunch of determination to where it's like, all right, this is where we got to turn our season around, learn from it, take what the coaches are saying, and just get back on track. And it's good that we kind of saw our flaws and how teams beat us now, so we just learn from it and then prevent that from happening again.
So I'll give you a chance here. We'll wrap with this. You got the fan base listening here. What's the message to the fan base? Kind of coming off this stretch and getting everyone ready for this next stretch of games coming up.
Yeah, I mean, stay positive, still have faith in us. I mean, it's a long season. I mean, we still got another 2 months to go. So we're definitely determined. We're definitely hungrier than ever. And we're just excited to really turn this thing around and just start getting back to our old ways of how we were in the non-conference. So just keep supporting us, keep giving us those sellout crowds. Those truly, really help us. And yeah, we're going to keep this going.
Awesome. Well, Alex, really appreciate the time as always, and we'll look forward to catching up with you in a couple weeks, and hopefully we'll be talking about you guys back on a winning streak.
Yes, thank you. This this was a tough one just from all the losses, but we'll be good.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks so much.